All right, so I'm going to take you through a progression for knee health. You want to have your foot comfortable space out in front, and then you're going to bend your knee slightly. You can hold that for 10 seconds. Just that alone right there can be challenging for somebody. Hold it for 10 seconds and straighten back up. If that is challenging for 10 seconds, do 3 sets of 10. All right, so that's going to be your base level. After your base level, I should take that back. Just to stand. If I'm working my left leg, I'll put my right foot out front. I'm going to bend and out this pressure on this left leg. I should feel it in my quads, a little bit maybe in the knee. It shouldn't be painful, but there should be a little tension that I feel. You hold that for 10 seconds, straighten back out, go back down, hold it for 10 seconds, straighten back out, hold it for 10 seconds, straighten back out. Now you want to build up to where you can hold it for 30 seconds straight. So step one, 3 sets of 10 seconds each. If you can't even do 10 seconds, you might need to see the doctor. All right, so if you're right here and you can't even do this for 10 seconds without pain or and it's hurting, then you need to see the doctor. Period. All right, you should be able to do this. If it's discomfort, meaning maybe it's a little bit sore, that's one thing. But if you have shooting pain, any type of sharp pain, you need to see a doctor because you could have something inside that's torn or something that no amount of corrective exercise can fix if there's something inside your joint that's torn. So once you've gone to the doctor and you've gotten cleared to make sure you don't have anything torn inside your joints, then you start this. All right, so it's first, see the doctor. You got knee pain, see the doctor so they can determine what it is. You might have arthritis, you might have bone on bone, who knows what it might be. Starting a corrective exercise program without knowing what the root cause is not advised. All right, so once you've gone to the doctors then say, okay, you need to do some type of exercise to strengthen your knees. Then you would come here and come to me or another professional to help with a knee strengthening exercise that's going to build progressions in a way that's not going to re-injure the knee. So the key point is that we have to build strength slowly over time, because if we put too much stress on the knee, it will cause it to become worse. You'll actually go backwards. All right, so you want to put minimal stress on the knee, but you do need stress on the knee, because if you don't put any stress on the knee, the mistake that people often make is they don't do anything and they have knee pain and they do nothing. They just sit. That's not going to work either, because now you're going to have muscles that become weaker and weaker. And part of your problem, a big part of your problem, is that you have muscle weakness. All right, there's tendons. We got to strengthen the tendons and the muscles. You strengthen tendons and muscles in two different ways. And my program is going to go over how you strengthen the muscle, how you strengthen the tendon. They are different. Different exercises focus on different parts. So whatever exercise you're doing, you're technically strengthening both at the same time, but one is going to focus predominantly on the muscle, one is going to focus predominantly on the tendon. Tendons do not build as fast as muscles. So if you focus on building your muscles and you do it in a rate that is at the rate that your muscles grow, you will injure your tendons, because your tendons do not grow as fast as your muscles. They just don't grow as fast. They don't have as much blood supply. They're not as, they don't bounce back as quickly, all right, from a workout. So I will work with you on saying, okay, how do you feel? This is how you should feel. It's okay to have some soreness in your knee, but you don't want to have pain. How long are you sore for? Are you sore for a day, 2, 3? There is a proper amount of soreness that is okay, and there's an improper amount that is not okay. So as we start, we've gone to the doctor, you've gotten cleared. Now you want to come with the first progression, do a kickstand here, knee straight, and bend it slightly. Hold it for 10 seconds. You can hold that for 10 seconds. It might be challenging, that's fine. Boom. If you can hold it for 30 seconds starting off, maybe you are a little bit more conditioned, then hold it for 30 seconds. As an athlete, we want to hold all of our positions for up to 3 to 5 minutes. All right, so we're starting with 10 seconds because you have an injury. You're not where you were at one point. If you go back to, hey, I used to do this for 3 minutes. I used to be strong, and you go start off with 3 minutes. you're going to probably injure yourself because it's too much. All right. So we start with 10 seconds at a time, 30 seconds. If you can do 30 seconds, great. All right. If you injured the left knee, you're going to do an additional rep on the left knee than the right knee if you have an injured left knee. Some professionals will say you should only rehab the knee or the leg or the limb that needs to be rehabbed. I say you do both, but if this is my injured knee, I'm doing 2 sets here, 1 set here. It's not just do 3 sets here because this is my injured knee and none over here. I've learned from experience that what happens is you strengthen this knee in maybe a little bit different pattern, and this one either becomes weak or you have different strengths inside your legs, and that's just not good. So you want to do a set over here on this knee. You want to strengthen. You want to work this knee as well, but you just only do 1 set on this on the side that's not injured. Just do 1 set to 2 every 2 sets you do on your injured side. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to do this from the front. So I come here and I'm literally just bending it down, holding it for 10 seconds, and then come up. All right. So after you progress from this, you can do this 30 seconds. I want you to get to at least 30 seconds to where you can hold this position. Then you're going to keep going, adding on 10 or 15 seconds at a time. And from there, you're going to then, once you can get to at least 1 minute, if you're not an athlete, 1 minute should be fine for everyday activity. All right, you don't need to go beyond that. If you're an athlete, football, running, probably 3 minutes. Basketball, I wanted to see you as much as 4 or 5 minutes because you have so many shearing forces. Every time you land on that knee, you need extra strength inside your muscles and your tendons because the shearing forces from jumping and landing and the mechanics is the hardest thing on the knee. It's way harder than even running. It's a different type of shearing force. So you need 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes if you're a basketball player. If you're football, soccer, you jump a little bit, so maybe you need a little bit more. Volleyball players and my basketball players, I want you striving to get to where you can hold any position for 5 minutes. That's your goal. So it takes some time to get there. That will help you to when you're jumping all day long and you're practicing 5 days a week, your knees are strong enough to handle it. That's what that 5 minutes does for you. So why should I do for 5 minutes? Because you play basketball every day when you really should probably play 4 or 3 times a week, but you're hard-headed, you play every day. So you got to then do something to make your knees strong enough to handle 5 days a week of basketball. I run twice a week, do plyos twice a week, play basketball twice a week. That's because these work. And I can go, I'm about 4 minutes. Okay, now we want to do, from there, the next thing you want to do is then go down a little bit lower. So you're going to kick your foot out a little bit higher and create a bigger bend in your knee. All right, bigger bend in your knee, and you come up a little bit higher. Bigger bend in your knee, come up a little bit higher. So once again, you're going to hold it for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, up to a minute. If you're for general conditioning, a minute. And once again, football players, runners, 3 minutes. Volleyball players and basketball players, 4 or 5 minutes. If you get to 4, you're probably good, but 5 is better. All right, so now that's number 1. Now from there, you want to look at one of my other videos where I actually start to add some height to it. I don't have a height, but you can add plates, you can add books. People don't have encyclopedias anymore, but that used to be, people don't have phone books anymore. People don't barely have books anymore, you know. But if you have some, you know, you could just use books or phone books would be a great idea. But if not, you go to the gym, you can use some plates. If not, you can use a stair. Problem is the stair might be too much for that first level. I really would like to have something that's about 4 inches high, and the stair is going to be probably about 8 inches high. So you got to find something that is approximately 4 inches, even 2 inches high, and you're going to do the same thing, but then you're going to lower down a little bit. So if you don't have a phone book, you don't have a, I know you don't have an encyclopedia. Y'all probably don't even know what an encyclopedia is. If you don't have that, and you're not at the gym where you can use plates, you can come back to the same exercise and just try to, you know, reach out even further. So you're creating a bigger bend in your knee. So 10 seconds at a time, then you work to 30 seconds, and then you just work your way up to a minute. So if I was doing a progression, then let's say I can do this for 30 seconds. All right, so then now I'm going to try to do it the next time. I'm trying to do it for 40 seconds. Then I'm going to try and do it for 50 seconds, all the way up to a minute. You can do this each day, each week. Just depends on how aggressive you want to be, how fast you want to get back to it. If you're an athlete and you want to get back to it, you should be doing this morning and evening every day. So you should be able to get 10 seconds every other day, maybe even 10 seconds a day, maybe 10 seconds every 3 days. Everybody's a little bit different, but your muscles will increase quickly. And the good thing about these movements, it's also strengthening the tendons. The muscles can grow way faster than what we are doing right here, right? This is not very much load for the muscle, but it could be a lot of load for the tendon. Now, as you continue to do this, you're growing your tendons a little bit stronger every day. You're getting a little bit of blood flow in there. The muscles are growing. Everything's becoming a little bit stronger. Although we are working the tendons, there's some things that we can really do to work the tendons after we get past all this, where we're going to add heavy weight. So heavy weight is the best way to actually grow your tendons, even if it's just a nice slow, and you want to load it down with some weight. You want to get some dumbbells on all those type of things. In my program, I go over all of this. So I can coach you individually. I can coach you on what your weight, how much weight you should be using, how long you should be holding for. And this is just one exercise of about 5 exercises for the knee that can create your knee strength and create some amazing resilience inside your knee.